And please say your name, oil and gas experience you have. Number 3, so that I can judge where we are in the room and help me plan and deliver. In this side? On this side? Thank you very much. That in mind. To introduce myself, my name is Angus Morrow. I started my career in the oil and gas in the late 1980s with a company called BP, and I worked in what's called the downstream part of the business. Degree at the University of Texas in Austin, and I've been doing my own thing ever since, so providing training programs, providing consultancy services, and working with companies like Minexco to bring events. Technology and management in oil and gas, which I did at Aberdeen University, so not far. And then, of course, I did my MBA degree at the University of Texas. Well, can everyone read that? Can you see it? Can you see that? You should also have a copy of this in front of you in a manual like this. Has everyone got this? Yeah. During the program or after the program, to keep in touch if there's questions that you have you want to discuss. Okay, please do that. Can I do 2 more slides and then we'll break? Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. I'm just conscious of the fact that would anybody like to make a suggestion about what rules do we want to give ourselves for working together over the next week? Anybody like to suggest? Yeah. 1 or 2? Yeah. Yes, please.
Switch off the mobile phones.
Switch off mobile phones. Excellent. Is that okay for everyone? Yeah. So that we don't interrupt each other?
Yeah. All mobile phones will be silent.
No? Pocket. Pocket? Pocket missing. So and what's the expression? We'd all like to hear, right? It's important. We'd like to hear what you have to say. Any others? Thank you. Thank you very much.
The session should be interactive.
Right.
Not one way.
Yeah. Please, that's a very good point, and you will learn a lot more. So please participate in the program. Ask questions. Get involved in the group exercises. I try to try new things, ask new questions, and look at things in a different way perhaps. Please ask for that. Any others? One from me perhaps, just to finish off. This is, I very rarely get asked this, but sometimes people say, Angus, can I make a recording and using a phone, because there'll be a record of what was said. So this is quite unusual, it doesn't happen very often, but if you're thinking of recording...
Let's not be respectful time.
Ah, right, yes, thank you for that. Very good point. I'm very glad you raised it. This is quite an intense program. There's a lot to get through, and it will really help me if we could keep to time. That would be a big help. Otherwise, the program will start to fall apart. Okay? Is that okay? All right. Can we go through the course program quickly, or do we need to break now? This will take about 5 minutes, and then we'll have a coffee break. Is that okay? I want to go through the program with you. As small as the writing gets on the screen, okay, everything else from here is bigger. But I would like to quickly go through the program with you, get a sense of what we'll be doing over the next 5 days together. We start off with a session on geology. This will be an overview, so the geologists in the room, this won't be to the detail that you're used to, okay, so you have to bear with us there. But for an overview, we'll hear about things like oil prices, supply and demand. And then we have a little group work. We'll take a look at people. There's a case study that we will do in the supply chain and the gas supply chain. And then we'll go through the exploration. How do they work? And then we finish off the day with the life cycle of the MBA project and some states, how governments and companies interact with the business. Taxes. When I say fiscal, I mean taxes. How are taxes set up in our industry? How do they work? Yeah? And then we finish off with a quick look at Venezuela. Okay, so that's day 2. Day 3, we do a case study on Mexico. We then look at how exploration production companies work. What is their business model? Okay? How do they work? How do they make money? What do they do? That's project investment appraisal analysis. How do you work out whether a project is a good way to invest your money? Okay? And we finish off with a little session. How do you make that decision? We will look at refining, because of course you will produce oil, but you'll need to sell it to someone. And that someone will be a refiner somewhere in the world. So we look at how the refining business works. And then we get into some lawyers. Now I know for now, a lot of this will be new for you, but on Thursday we will pick it up very quickly. The lawyers amongst us, who else is a lawyer? There's a couple, aren't there? We look at the different types of contracts that are used in our business. So what's the oil transportation? So quite a full week. If I was to summarize, we're scheduled to, yes please.
Please, just some clarification. The meaning of the position of 5-day MBA.
Yes, okay. Who's heard the term? And the MBA stands for Masters of Business Administration. So you can go to university, study for a year or 2, and learn about how businesses work. And so I call this a 5-day MBA in oil and gas, because we're going to look at how the business of oil and gas works from the perspective of governments, companies, and other stakeholders. Okay? It's not a full degree, right? So a lot of heads actually that's general agreement. And we probably will go all the way through to 5 o'clock. Some days it may be a bit low, depending on how things are going. Okay? There are lots of opportunities to work in large groups, small groups. At some points I'll ask you to, even when I'm presenting information, it'll be more like a discussion, because I'll ask you questions, okay? And see if you can get the answers, right? We'll have a discussion, so everyone can learn from each other. Okay? Alright, almost done, and then we'll have a break. Okay, so in summary, before we have open, when I worked at BP, a very large multinational oil company, who's heard of BP?
In Angola.
In Angola, right. They're in lots of countries, especially they're big in Angola, of course, very much so. Very large company. And I used to do it for some of the concepts from my master's degree. I did a master's in technology and management in the oil and gas, and I found over the years that I hope will be useful to you. The sorts of things that I wish I'd learned earlier in my career. Yeah? So, I mean, the overall aim of this program, I hope by the end of this program, you'll be able to leave the director or a minister of petroleum with the perspective of the Director General of a national oil company, Exxon or Shell or BP. Okay, that's what I'm hoping you'll leave with, that very high level view of how our industry works. Great. Questions? Stunned silence? Okay, shall we have a break? And I'm quite a long way behind time because we were very late starting, so can we make it not too long, maybe 10 minutes?